She said, you can sit comfortably. Thank you.
Okay, now? Okay. My name is Crystal Jordan, and I'm with Rolling Out, and I'm super excited to be here with you ladies. So I had a chance to check out Praise This, and to me, it seemed like a mashup of like Sister Act, like Bring It On, and a little bit of the Fighting Temptations, maybe.
Yeah.
So that was like my mashup. Do you guys see any of those different films in this? And if so, which one was your favorite?
To be honest, I do. Every single one you mentioned, I can see
Yeah.
some sort of influence on Praise This. And now we get to have this generation's version of it.
Yes.
And it's pretty cool and a real full circle moment because I was 4 in Fighting Temptations and now I'm 24 in Praise This. So
Wow.
it's cool to be able to be a part of both.
Yeah, wow, that is really cool for your generation. So one of the consistent themes in all those features are the competitive edge, right? So it's like we're going to do something amazing, but there's a little bit of competitiveness in there. So I want to ask the two of you: do each of you have a little bit of competition in you? Is that like something that comes naturally, and if so, where does that show up?
Oh, yeah. I'm very competitive.
I was just gonna say, Chloe's competitive. I'm not very naturally competitive at all.
Okay.
I am a Taurus though, and I'm very like strong-willed, like opinionated and ambitious.
Okay.
But I'm not necessarily competitive. I'm tend to just be like, well, did I do my best today? Yes. Okay, good. That's all it is. But if it's like a game night or something, if it's
Yeah.
a team thing,
Yeah.
I get more competitive.
Okay.
When it's like a team, because also I don't want to let everybody else down, so I get more fired up. Like if we're paired, I'll be fired up because she's fired up.
Okay.
But if it's by myself, I'm like, oh, you can have it. I don't care.
I'm very competitive, whether it's work, whether it's games, whether we're at the arcade. When Hallie and I were playing air hockey, because we're both equally competitive, it was real. It was real. So yeah, I'm very competitive.
So it seems like your real life characters are close to your Praise This characters because you're competitive when it comes to your
That's
sister
right.
cousin, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I would say it's accurate, except Sam's rudeness.
Okay, okay. I was gonna ask you, okay, so if you had to compare Chloe to Sam, as far as like even her, coming and trying to figure out, kind of find her place and then kind of taking over, figuring out what to do, where do you think the commonalities are between Chloe and Sam?
Yes, Chloe and Sam both obsess over their careers and making sure everything is tight and right and from the Sonics because she produces and she songwrites and that's where she gets her emotions out. So that's where we share a lot.
Okay.
And where we don't share, Sam tends to step outside of her character to get the things that she wants. I'm not like that,
Okay.
but I'm happy that, she tries to find her way.
And what about you, Anjelika? Because Jess, like I said, it sounds like Jess has a lot in common with you already. But it's interesting to me because you've been in so many things. You've been in different series, and you still have this like ability to play this very naive, sweet character that seems like it's like her first role every time. So how are you able to tap back into that every single role?
Well, thank you. That was really nice to say. I receive it. And I think with Jess in particular, she's so high energy and so bubbly and just like always positive and also very, very ambitious and quirky and all those other things. But I think when it comes to characters like that, I just tap into like the energy that I kind of need right now. You know what I mean? Which is fun. But as far as like different characters, I really just think it's always just different versions of me, just in different circumstances.
Okay.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean? It's like me, but in a different circumstance and different life in that sense. So,
Nice. Okay. So this movie is coming out on Easter, which I love because there's so much. I think with the generation that's there now, there aren't as many like people aren't thinking about church in the same way, right? So
Right.
do you think that the message in this movie and the fact that it kind of reintroduces church in a fun way that young people can really relate, do you think that it'll resonate that way?
Absolutely. I think it'll reignite the spark. And, when we all were going through the pandemic, that's when, going to church kind of fizzled down a little bit and it was a lot more virtual. But I'm hoping that this movie even excites everyone to go back in person, to
Yeah.
join the choir, to get with your friends. And whether or not you're super religious or not, you can still find something to relate to in this film, which I love. And it's just about being accepted for all that you are and exactly how you come. And that's why I love this film.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so I have to ask you all your favorite moment. I like to ask people like when you were filming, because it looks like so much fun. I mean, you have Drewski, you have so much going on
Yeah.
in this film. What was one of the most fun memories from filming this that you're going to take with you? I'll start with you, Anjelika.
The painted duck. We filmed that scene at the painted duck. Chloe's performance was awesome, and the music was incredible. Also, it was just really, it almost felt like we were actually out for the night. You know what I mean? Like we were like really bowling, we were like really eating. It was like
Yeah.
all of the things that made it really, really fun, and we just joked a lot. And obviously, Drew is also hilarious. And then Country Wayne on the keyboard. Like it just was an insane day, or few days, but it was really fun.
Yes, I would definitely have to say the painted duck. I will have to say 2 moments when we were at Ty's house. One when we're walking through and there's all the plaques and awards on the wall, and
Yeah.
that I wasn't acting in that scene. I was like,
We were manifesting,
manifesting. And I also, one of my favorite scenes that you
Oh no, oh no.
is when she's the mannequin behind me while Ty and Sam meet for the first time. And I remember every time I'd turn around and go, Chess, Chess, and I'd see her like, it would make me laugh every time.
Yep.
Hilarious. Okay, so what about the message that you want people to get? Like I said, this is being released Easter, and hopefully families are having an opportunity to connect. And it has a really good message at the bottom of all this fun and laughter and beautiful, you know, singing and dancing and all that. What message do you want people to take from Praise This?
At the very end of the day, for me, I hope people realize that no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter where you're at in your life, God loves you. Whether you don't believe in God or not, God still loves you. And regardless, you are accepted, you are welcome exactly how you are.
Yeah, I love
Exactly.
that.
I'd have to
love that.
piggyback off of that, and you don't have to feel like you have to change your character just to follow your dreams. You can still be a good-hearted person and do
Right.
it successfully.
I love that. Okay, so Chloe, I have to ask you because you're doing everything, ma'am. You are like killing it on the stage with your music. You're obviously very, very talented when it
Thank
comes
you
to
so
acting.
much.
And you have this ability to seamlessly go from all these different genres at a very, very young age. So, what are you enjoying, and what do you enjoy most? Do you enjoy being on stage? Do you enjoy being in front of the camera acting? What are you enjoying the most right now?
I'll tell you my favorite parts. It's when we are acting and your scene partner makes you feel so comfortable with being vulnerable and honest. And in terms of music, it's when I'm creating in the studio and like literally Frankensteining songs and sounds together, and also being on the stage. That's when I feel the most at peace and free. And press is fun too, but it's not my favorite part. My favorite part is the creating, because that's
Yeah.
where you feel like you're flying.
Yeah.
And you just allow the scene or the song to kind of take control, and you follow that.
How do you deal with the press? Because you go viral quite often. people hang on to words that you say. And I'll ask both of you guys this before I get out of here. Being so young, you know, and this whole landscape of social media where you say one thing, we could say something in here right now,
Yeah.
and then 10 minutes later it could be viral, and
Yep.
people may take a piece of it and decide to make their own, assumptions and judgments. How do you deal with being in front of the media and knowing that people are hanging on to things that you say? You can be misquoted, you can be misinterpreted, but you still have to be able to show up as yourself. How do you deal with that at the way it is at such, careers that are in such high spotlight at such a young age?
I haven't really experienced it as much as Chloe has, so I'm very excited to hear your answer. I will learn.
Yes, so it's quite suffocating trying to censor yourself
Yeah.
based off of what you think people will think about you or what you say. So as long as I go into everything knowing that I'm going to be myself, I'm a good person
Yeah.
without all of this. So as long as I'm honest and I'm myself, that's really all I can do. Because you never really know what that moment will be that'll go viral, because you're not in the minds of everybody. And if I could control what goes viral, I would just choose my music. So you just gotta take it as it is and just go with the flow. I'm grateful people are talking, because that will guide people to watch this. It will
Yep.
guide people to pay attention to the projects that we're a part of. So when people talk about us,
Yeah.
that helps us in our
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
So it's really about how we deal with it, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
That's awesome. All right, last question. Really, I just want you guys to look out there and tell people why they need to go on April 7th and watch Praise This.
Ooh, yes. Why you need to go download Peacock and just press play on your television is because it will bring you joy. It will make you laugh. It will make you accept yourself more.
Yep.
And it'll make you